Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are opening Magic the Gathering Commander. Let's see if I can get out a little bit further. The Draconic Domination Commander 2017 deck. This one is supposed to be sweet. And this one's the most expensive out of the new commander deck, so let's jump right in and see why and see what sweet cards there's inside. Alright, let's do this. Alright. Alright. Okay, so we got big commander here, the Dragon, 5 colors with 4 colorless mana. Eminence: as long as the Dragon is in the command zone or on the battlefield, other dragon spells you cast cost 1 less. That seems alright. Dragons are usually really expensive to cast, so I mean, I don't know if it's going to make a huge difference, but 1 turn counter early is pretty sweet. Whenever 1 or more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards. Then you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. So obviously you're going to be putting things for free if you're playing aggro. So let's see what the heck, how that spices up with the rest of the deck. Alright, so we got the whole thing. I want to get the vampire one next. I think that's going to be the next one I get. So there's an Dragon, there's another dragon, a Kami, I think that's the one. That one's called, and there's the artifact dragon there. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you the back of the box. When time began, the Dragon began with it. As the primordial ancestor of lifeblood of all dragons, the Dragon imbues strength into dragons from every corner of the multiverse, so that they may rain endless fire and destruction upon the enemies of dragonkind. So that's what we're about to get into. That's pretty sweet. I don't remember if these came with a die in the past. I can't remember. But the Dragon. So there's another copy, just a normal copy, and they're both foil. So there's that. This one they used to have like a tab you can pull. I don't know if they still have it. Whatever. All right. Let's start with first half. So we got the Dragon. Okagachi, Vengeful Kami. This one's sweet. 5 color, 1 colorless, legendary. Whenever Okagachi Vengeful Kami deals combat damage to a player, if that player attacked you during his or her last turn, exile target non-land permanent that player controls. That card is silly. Oh, this one's foil. That looks sweet in foil. Ramos, Dragon Engine, 6 colorless. Whenever you cast a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Ramos, Dragon Engine for each of that spell's colors. That is amazing. Remove 5 +1/+1 counters, add 2 of each color to your mana pool. Activate this ability only once each turn. That card is also pretty damn silly. We got some tokens, gold, and dragon tokens. I don't know what the gold is for. Got a little cat dragon, and more just 6/6 dragons. Got another gold, and 4/4 dragons on these ones. Alright. So, Curse of Verbosity. Curse of Opulence. Alright, the token named Gold. It has sacrifices artifact. Oh, that's why we got all the gold ones. Draw a card each opponent. Okay. The curses are usually pretty good. Wow, we're getting 3 of them. Whenever attacked player is attacked, tap all non-land permanents you control. Yep, that card's silly too. Hurled Horn. Choose a creature type. Creature spell of the chosen type. Costs 1 less. Beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature card of the chosen type, you reveal and put it. Wow. That could be used in a lot of good stuff. That's a really good card. Mirror of the Forebears. This Mirror of Forebears is a type. Choose a creature type. So on a turn, Mirror of the Forebears becomes a copy of target creature control. of the chosen type, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. That is also really damn good. So for 1 each turn, you're essentially getting another hopefully a crazy creature. I'm surprised that's just an uncommon, but Orator Ojitai, that's a reprint. Dragon Lord Servant, Dragon Speaker Shaman, these both reprints. Make your dragons cheaper to cast. Cultivate, search your library for up to 2 basic lands. That's pretty nice. Elemental Bond, Farseek. Oh, Kodama's Reach. That one still gets some play. That gets played like in Modern sometimes. In random janky builds. Yep. Rain of Thorns. Destroys our artifact, target, creature enchantment. Ooh, that's not bad. Savage Ventmaw. When it attacks, add 6 to your mana pool. That's pretty good. We're getting other dragons out. Vermillary Sphere. Reprint. Another good reprint here. Commander Sphere. Darksteel Ingot. Dreamstone Hedron. Lightning Greaves. Always a good reprint. Always good to have. Nihil Spellbomb. Nihil Spellbomb. I think it's Nihil Spellbomb. Sol Ring. Wayfarer's Bauble. Mountain, lands. So that's land. Usually they put the lands in the back of the deck, but this is different. Fortunate Few. 5. Choose a non-land permanent you don't control. Then each other player chooses a non-land permanent he or she doesn't control. That doesn't have chosen destroy all or not. Wow. That's an interesting card. Scale Lord Reckoner. Whenever a dragon you control becomes a target of spell or ability, control, destroy a target non-land permanent. Wow. That's also pretty damn good for this deck. Kindred Discovery. This is one of the feature cards on the back. I think this is exclusive to it. Kindred Discovery enters the battlefield. Choose a creature type. Whenever a creature you control the battlefield enters... Whenever a creature you control, the chosen type enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card. That's really good. That's silly. Boneyard Scourge. When it dies in the graveyard, you may pay 2. If you do, return it from the graveyard. Wow! Territorial Hellkite. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, choose an opponent at random that this didn't attack during your last combat. Territorial Hellkite attacks that player in this combat if able. If you can, choose an... Oh. Damn. Fractured Identity. I think this is a reprint, but exile target non-land permanent. Each player of this creature target. Wow, that's a lot of really good spells in here. Tai Gam, Ojitai Master. Legendary was another one of the feature cards. I think this is exclusive to this deck. Instant sorcery, dragon spells your opponent you control can't be countered by spells or abilities. Damn. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, if Tai Gam Ojitai Master attack this turn, that spell gains rebound. That card's fun. Sorry guys if it seems like I'm reading randomness. I'm reading through the screen, so it can kind of be a little hard. Wasatora Nekoru Queen. 5-drop, Flying Trample, Legendary. Cat Dragon, that's a weird one. Whenever Wasatora Nekoru Queen deals combat damage to a player, that player sacrifices a creature. If the player can't, you create a 3/3 black, red, and green Cat Dragon creature token with flying. That's another silly card. Oh. Ooh, a mythic. Ryusai, the Falling Star. 6-drop. When Ryusai, the Falling Star dies, it deals 5 damage to each creature without flying. That's a borderline board wipe. Another one, Scourge of Valkus. 5-drop. Whenever Scourge of Valkus or another dragon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals X damage to target creature or player, where X is the number of dragons you control. Scourge of Valkus gets +1/+0 until end of turn. That's another damn good one. Ooh, another one. Advara Hellkite. 3 mythics so far? 4 or 5 mythics? Whenever a dragon you control attacks, create a 6/6... Yeah, that's pretty damn good. So you put another dragon on the board whenever a dragon you control swings. Yeah, that can get that can get big quick. Sunscorch Regent. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on. Wow. This one grows. Monastery Siege. When it enters the battlefield, choose Conjure Dragons. Cons at the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card. That's not bad. Dragons. Spells your opponent casts that target you or a opponent you control cost 2 more. That's also not bad. Crux of Fate. Destroy all dragon creatures, destroy all non-dragon creatures. What? That's a reprint though for sure. I've seen that before. Deathbringer Regent. When Deathbringer Regent enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand and there are 5 or more other creatures on the battlefield, destroy all other creatures. Board wipe if necessary. Nice. Painful Truths. You draw X cards and you lose X life, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to... Okay, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. Especially with this deck, we're running all 5. Palace Siege. Same concept as the other one. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card from your grave to your hand. That's pretty damn good. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain... Or that's pretty good too. That's I like the situational cards where you can choose like what you need instead of just kind of having a useless spell later on in the game. Crucible of Fire. Dragons you control get +3/+3. Damn. So your dragons are definitely coming out quick and they're coming out strong in this deck. So that's pretty bonkers. I can see why this is so popular. Dragon Tempests. Whenever a dragon enters the battlefield, well, whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, it gains haste. This is a 2-drop. Whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals X damage to target creature or player, where X is the number of dragons you control. That seems pretty damn good for a 2-drop. Earthquake. That's a reprint. Don't even need to go over that one. Hellkite Charger. That one's a reprint too. When it attacks, you pay 7. Untap all attacking creatures and get an additional combat. This card can be brutal later on in the game. Especially when you're attacking with things like the other dude that gives you 6 mana and whatnot. And then you have this. You get some pretty explosive turns. Your opponent's not going to last very long. Alright, Tyrant's Familiar. 7-drop. This is not familiar to me. I think this is a new one. Yep. Lieutenant. As long as you control your commander, Tyrant's Familiar gets +2/+2 and has whenever Tyrant's Familiar attacks, it deals 7 damage to target creature defending player controls. That's pretty silly. A lot of these dragons are really good. Wow. Frontier Siege. 4-drop. Same concept as the other one. At the beginning of your upkeep, add 2. Green. Oh, your main phase, sorry. Whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, you may have a fight target creature you don't control. That could be pretty silly. Atarka, World Render. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, it gains double strike. Yeah, so this deck is pretty ruthless. You're going to be running through opponents pretty quickly. The only thing is it seems pretty long to get some of these dragons out. Oh, we're about to run into like a bunch of legendaries here, so enjoy, guys. Bladewing the Risen. I think it's Risen because they're rising from the grave, I'm assuming. 7-drop, legendary creature, zombie dragon. When Bladewing enters the battlefield, you may return target dragon permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Whoa. Dragon creatures. This card's pretty silly. I wonder if that works with that mirror. Does the mirror become... Oh, it becomes so it doesn't enter or anything like that. That'd be sweet if it created a token. This card would be silly with that. I wonder if there's I think there was something in here that created tokens of target creature. Bloodmate Dragon. When Bloodmate Dragon enters the battlefield, create a 4/4 red dragon. That's pretty good, getting more dudes out. Croesus the Purger. These are some of the classic ones. I think this is a classic one here. When Croesus the Purger deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 3. If you do, choose a color. Then the player reveals his or her hand and discards all cards of that color. That card can be pretty brutal, especially against the monocolored deck. If you get it out just in time, that could be like almost game over. Dramoka the Eternal. When it attacks, bolster 2. That's pretty good. Get your guys bigger. Another one of the legendary ones. The Dreamer. Intet the Dreamer. When Intet the Dreamer deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 3. If you do, exile the top card of your library face down. You may look at that card for as long as it remains exiled. You may play that card without paying its mana cost for as long as Intet remains on the battlefield. That's really, really, really damn good too. I think these like older dragons have like the better effects. Koldagon, the Storm's Fury. 5-drop when a dragon you control attacks, creatures you control get +1/+0. Dash for 5. So dash means it comes out with haste and pretty much comes out swinging. Niv Mizzet, the Draco Genius. This was a mythic back in Ravnica. 6-drop, pay 2, deal 1 damage. Whenever you deal damage with Niv Mizzet, you may draw a card. So possibly potential of drawing multiple cards for cheap. Ojutai, Soul of Winter. When a dragon you control attacks, tap target non-land permanent. That permanent doesn't untap during its control's next untap. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Scion of the Ur Dragon. This one's pretty sweet too. Could potentially make a deck based around this too. Search your library for a dragon permanent card and put it into your graveyard. If you do, Scion of the Ur Dragon becomes a copy of that card until end of turn. Then shuffle your library. I feel like that would be good with like a Grave Reborn kind of deck or something like that. Who knows? Salumgar, the Drifting Death. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, creatures of playing controllers get -1/-1. Spellbound Dragon. I actually don't really like this one, but whenever a Spellbound Dragon attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. So the dragon gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is discarded cards come from mana cost. I don't know. It's a cool idea. The art is definitely really good, but I don't know. I probably will swap that one out. Actually, a lot of cards I probably will swap out if I'm actually going to play this. Teneb the Harvester, another old school one. When Teneb the Harvester deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 3. If you do, put target creature card from your graveyard onto the battlefield on your control. It's another really good one. Abzan colors. Fist of Suns. 3-drop. You may pay 1 of each color, or then pay the mana cost for spells that you cast. That could be pretty crazy if we actually get that going. Ooh, Steel Hellkite. That's a really good one. That's a good reprint. That's a good one. Crucible of Spirit Dragon. So we're going to get those dragon lands. Haven of the Spirit Dragon. And hope. I think these are all basics. Oh. Path of Ancestry. Path of Ancestry ends the battle tapped. Add 1 mana of your any color in your commander's color identity. When that mana is spent to cast a creature spell, scry 1. Arcane Sanctum, Command Tower, Carmine Necropolis, Frontier Bibiac, Jungle Shrine. So those triple color lands. So we pretty much get one of every single one. And then the Vivid lands. And that's it. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.